Okay, welcome to this next module on confidence. And this is split up into 10 little sections. It's 10 ways to boost your confidence. We start off with the preset idea. It's so important. We mention this in the voice module as well, because we've all got different voices for different situations in life. You know, when you're with a loved one at a romantic meal, you speak in a different way from when you're shouting at a football match, kind of obvious. But it's not just the volume, it's the attitude there. We speak in a different way to our boss at work, if you're kind of scared of them. Yes, of course, sir, right away, sir. Different from, I don't know, a visiting religious minister, and you're not likely to, say, swear in front of a religious minister. You don't, because you're in a preset mode to talk to these sort of people. Your neighbours, different from your close friends, all that kind of thing. We talk to children in a certain way, don't we? They're all voice presets, but they're not just voice presets, they're emotional presets. And you need to create a new one now. Presets are so important. It's a state of mind that you just click into. And you know when you're in front of a camera, when you're in the presentation mode, you do certain things in a certain way. Now, in the voice section, we talk about that in great detail. But when it comes to attitude, the confidence helps enormously because all you've done is just clicked into it. The camera is there. I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk straight to the lens. I'm now clicked into presentation mode. It's as simple as that. Identify the preset in all aspects, psychologically and physically, and go for it. The second tip is about choosing the correct time of day to do your video recording, and you'll be much more confident, you'll be much more fluent, make less mistakes, and enjoy it more at a certain time of day. And you need to identify whether you are an owl or a lark, what your circadian rhythms are like. We're all different. Some people like to work really late at night. They're creative best, and they just feel good at midnight, 1 in the morning or whatever. I am completely the opposite. Maybe because I used to do a breakfast show on Piccadilly Radio in Manchester yonks ago. And I've just got up early. I'm really creative at 4 to 5 in the morning. But maybe you're fast asleep. So identify the best time in the day for you and try, if possible. I know it's difficult if you've got other work or you have to hire a studio or something like that. Identify when you're the most creative, and that is the time when you should be doing your video recording, when you'll be at your most confident and your most productive. The third tip is simply get into shape, physically and mentally. Sleep well, eat well. Just do your exercises, be active, be sensible, be professional about your life. If you want to do this kind of thing properly, your body needs to be tuned. Your body is a temple. Don't put any rubbish into it. Make sure you are fully hydrated. All the usual stuff. We go into it in the voice chapter as well, because bad food, bad sleep affects the voice terribly as well. But it affects the whole of you. So just look after yourself, and then you will be on absolute top form in front of the camera. The next tip is to stay in the zone. Remember the preset idea, right? I am now a presenter. I am now talking to camera. I know it's difficult if you're doing this on your own with a camera and you're worried about the technical side of things, but just don't worry about the technical side. If you can get a pal to come along and help you with the camera work, then do it. If you can't, if you make a mistake at the camera, it's very tempting to say, oh, let's do this again. And you go and switch off the camera, come back and do it again. But you've just turned from presenter preset into a camera operator preset. And that's a total different sense of thinking for your brain. You don't want to do that. No, just stay focused. You are a presenter. Don't even worry about the technical side. I know it's difficult. Set it up, get the levels right, get the color balance right, all the lighting and all that stuff, the background, all that. Just get it out of the way. Then forget about it. Your only job is to talk to camera. I know how easy it is to get distracted because, you see, I've had experience on both sides of the camera. I'm a camera operator, I'm also a presenter. When I first started at the BBC and ITV, to be honest, I was wanting to kind of direct them, you know, and I shouldn't really do that. I say to the camera operator, are you sure that's the right kind of shot? No, it's not your job anymore. It's their job, all right? So you're just the presenter. You shouldn't worry at all what the camera operator is doing. Trust them to do a good job. Your only job is to present to 100% of your abilities straight to your lens. Everything else is not your department. The next tip I call countdown psyche. It's basically psyching yourself up in a way about a minute or 2 minutes before you actually do the presentation, as well as all your relaxation and all that kind of stuff. You've got everything right. Just think to yourself, you have a right to be here. People want to hear what you have to say. They are looking forward to it. They would not be watching it if they didn't know what you were going to say. That's why they're watching you. They want to hear you. You have a right to be here. Plant yourself on the ground, 2 feet on the ground, roots down. Look straight at the lens and go for it. The next tip is regarding the structure. Now, I assume that you're not reading from a teleprompter word for word, although you may if you have confidence and you're good enough to do that with experience. It's amazing what you can do. I'm not now, I'm ad-libbing. Can you tell? Can you tell when I'm on teleprompter, by the way? And can you tell when I'm ad-libbing? I don't know. I don't know. You see, this is the thing. Once you get experience, people won't know, and it doesn't really matter. Whatever suits. Do not vary from your script. You've worked it out, you've thought it through, you've written down your little notes, and you refer to them in between each section maybe, or you're clever enough to remember all the points in your head, and now you're ad-libbing from that list in your head. Well, that's fine, because you've gone through the mind map, you've gone through the logical structure, so step 1 goes to step 2, goes to step 3. So the last thing you want to do, as you're ad-libbing to camera, is to think of something else, and suddenly you're on a completely different track. And then you lost all your confidence and everything falls down. So don't do that. The structure you so carefully have thought out for your presentation, just stick to it and do not vary from it. The next tip is maybe a strange one. Don't aim for perfection, because you'll never actually get there. And a perfect performance can be a little bit sterile. People like to have a few imperfections and a little bit of personality in your presentation. It's sort of endearing in a way when you make slight mistakes. Aim for 85 to 90%, and that is absolutely fantastic. 100%, you'd be like a flipping robot. Come on, where's your personality? So at the end of the day, don't strive for perfection. You will never get there. You'll spend a lot of time and energy. Don't worry about it. As long as the facts and information are there, that'll be fine. The next point is about the comfort zone. Get prepared to move out of it very slightly. Every time you do something in front of the camera, do something a little bit different, a little bit more daring. Try longer sentences, different extrapolations, different ways of approaching things. Try and ad-lib, gag, see if it works, that kind of thing. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit further. Every time you do something in front of the camera, you will get better and better and better. If you don't do that, you'll stay the same and become stale. Tip 9, it's love that camera. As we mentioned before, pretend that a person's face is right on the center of that lens and you're smiling at it. It's difficult to make friends with a piece of glass or plastic on your camera, but that's what you need to do. Just pretend that the ideal target audience and the best person from that ideal target audience, their face is right in the center of that lens. Love that lens. And finally, if you really are stuck on this confidence issue thing, walk before you can run. Before you do a sales presentation, that business speech, that internet marketing video, or whatever, talk to camera about something you absolutely love and you know lots about. And maybe it's a hobby of yours, maybe you're talking about a member of your family, something like that, something you know really, really well. An easy subject, if you want me to call it that. But it's a subject that you know, that you love, that you're absolutely personally involved with, you're passionate about it. And then from there, then you move out of your comfort zone. It's the previous tip, isn't it? And then you move towards what you really want to do. So walk before you run. Good luck in all you do.